Carolina the Doodler. I am an artist and I love to doodle. One of my favorite things to do when it comes to art is paint on my arm with face paint. I just keep layering it on for you so you might recognize my flowery arm from my hundreds of videos that I've made of all kinds of adorable cartoons because I love cartoons. And today we are going to do some Pokemon. Well, one Pokemon. I recently got into my Pokemon era and I've been obsessed with figuring out how to draw and how to paint every Pokemon that I am drawn to. No pun intended. So today we're doing Psyduck. You might have seen my videos of what have I done? I've done Jigglypuff. Jigglypuff, Jigglypuff. I've also done Mew. Mew's been one of my favorite ones. And of course, Pikachu. Pika! And now I'm doing Psyduck. I have painted a few Pokemons before, but this is the first time that I'm intentionally trying to figure out as many as I can because they're so cute. And I think it's so awesome how they evolve. And then they like, even like the cutest ones will become like the craziest looking ones. So I'm hoping that I can evolve too. And I'm going to start this series with figuring out all the cute Pokemons. And then eventually, as I get more confident, I might start painting these their evolved versions, right? So right now I'm just trying to figure out how to draw Psyduck. This is what I do before I start painting any new characters. I always figure out how to draw them. It helps a lot because I guess it's kind of like a training your hands and your eyes to pay attention to placement, um, to make all the mistakes here. You know, if you figure things out before you get the paint, it helps too to just feel more confident when you're painting. So if you happen to be a face painter who's watching this, this is a very good method to figure out the things that you're going to paint before you paint them. Ta-da! Okay, so here's my little Psyduck. So I just kind of doodled him. I think that's good. There might be some fixes when I paint, like his belly is going to be a lot bigger. But I feel like his face looks pretty good. Of course, I'm going to try to pay more attention to his little hands because that's not what he looks like. And in case you're wondering, I am looking at a reference photo on my left because I'm not that good, okay? I need to look at things. And say hello to my tiny little pencil. Hello. If you're an artist and you have a tiny pencil, can you relate? You know what it's like. Okay, so I'm going to put my pencil away and let's bring out the face paint. Because it's time. It's time. I'm going to keep my reference doodle to my left. Oh, and look, see, I'll show you, like, this is from when I did Mew, and the other day I kind of do Psyduck too, but he didn't look as great. Okay, so let's get to it. Y'all ready? Y'all ready for this? Bow, 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 bow. First, I'm just going to take a sip of my coffee because, coffee is delicious. All right, so let me show you the things that I'm going to use. I like to use my Wolf FX 12 color palette. This is water activated face paint, and the reason that the colors look all derpy is because I like to blend colors. This color palette brings 12, so I like to make new colors. So as you can see, I do little tiny blends everywhere to come up with different tones and different variations of all of my colors. And I'm also going to be using my skin tone Wolf FX palette, another one of my personal favorites. I cannot live without this. And then, last but not least, the stars of the show, as always, my body color cosmetic brushes. They're my favorite brushes on earth, and they're amazing. And no, this is not brought to you by any of those people. I'm just showing you what I'm using. Nobody's paying me for nothing. Okay, so one of my first things that I like to do before I paint is to cover up this ugly tattoo that I got one time at a concert. I'm gonna move my coffee away from my water cup So what I like to do is just draw a little face in there so it's cuter to look at, okay? So I've added some water to my brush, and I'm going to activate my paint by just swooping some water into the little cake pan. Hello, Gift Gigoga. That's a cool name. I'm probably saying it wrong. Let me try it again. Gifty Jigoga. Maybe? Maybe. Well, hello. Alright, so let's try to give this a little face. Just some simple face so that I can feel better about myself is all. Ooh, I need more water. Sometimes the comments say this message is... Oh, okay. Well, I am going to hide you, you weirdo. I feel like DBTS is probably like 8 years old. That sounds like the age that would be saying. You guys can't see what he's saying, but it's funny, I guess. It's funny. Your name is Kylie. Ooh, that's a cute name. Tell me, DB, are you 8? I feel like you are. All right, there's the little face, and I'm gonna do some little sparkly eyes, and then we're gonna get painting some Psyduck. Psyduck! And the world will be a better place. See, I could tell. I could tell. Listen, buddy, I work with kids, and I love I love working with kids. You guys are the best. You really are. Out of all the humans that I know on this earth, kids are my favorite because you guys still know how to have fun in life, you know? And you don't feel bad for being goofy or weird. And I can appreciate that. You're 8, you see? Cool. You guys don't have school today, right? You guys don't have school. Okay, so let's get painting Psyduck. I'm gonna be painting him right here on this part of my arm. And let's get started. I have my water. All right, so the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make some yellow. And the reason I say I'm gonna make some yellow is because it's too bright. This is too bright for Psyduck, so I'm gonna mix it with some white and just kind of tone it down. Because one of the things that I like to do is layer my colors so that I can do like shading and cool stuff like that, okay? So I'm gonna make some lighter yellow, and this is way too wet, so I'm gonna dry it a little bit. Let's see. I'm running out of white, and I really should open my new palette, but I don't want to. Yeah, exactly, ZB. What is the point if you can't have fun? You do have school? Oh, man. Oh, man. But yeah, I agree with you. Like, we only have one life, you know what I mean? And it's good to just enjoy it as much as possible. Because time flies, man. Time flies. Okay, so I'm doing Psyduck's head first. I like to start with the head because, you know, it's like the most hardcore, obvious focal point. And then his body is kind of a circle, but not really. It's kind of like squared. I don't know what you call this shape. It's Psyducky. And then I like to fill things in a satisfying way, go in order. It also looks better when you're done, you know? So there we got the pele. Um, you're so funny. Oh, child. Okay, so now I'm gonna do his arms. His arms start a little higher, kind of like around here. So I like to place little markers. They help my brain a little bit. And I'm gonna add his little tail because I don't want to forget. And later be like, oh no, I forgot his tail. Okay, so now he has like rounded little arms. Some fun facts about Psyduck. Did you know that the reason he's always holding his head like this is because he has headaches? Poor guy, like what a crazy thing when you... I think one of my favorite things about cartoons is that you can break and bend all the rules of existence, you know? And you get to give your characters whatever life you want. And I think it's so funny that they chose to give this guy Constant headaches. What torture is that? Ah, oh, thank you, Gifty. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Okay, so I have one little thingy right there, one arm. And even though his bill is gonna go this way, I'm still gonna just go for it with the other arm because I will feel better about myself. Knowing that that's where it goes and it's straight. Okay, so here we go. We got two arms and it's time to do his legs. I know right now he just looks like a big yellow thing, but you gotta trust the process, okay? Trust. Oh no! Oh crap. My paintbrush just flew. Hang on. Hi, I'm back. Sometimes my brushes fly away a little bit. Okay, so we're gonna whip out the skin tone palette for the duck bill. I feel like such an adult saying duck bill. Okay, here we go. I think this is a good color for his bill. So I'm just gonna activate my paint. Yeah, I think this is definitely a good color. And you gotta spend some time activating your paint, otherwise it's gonna look like crap. Okay, let's do some feet. I'm gonna do the feet because I'm stalling from doing the face because sometimes when things are difficult, I stall a little bit, okay? I admit my flaws. I am a flawed person. Ta-da! Ta-da! There we go. There's the one. And there's the two. Okay. There we go. Bow, 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 bow. Okay, there we go. I like that. I feel good about those feet. And now with my paintbrush nice and chunky, I'm gonna do his duck bill. So I think I'm gonna do some markers so that I'm not so like scared. I don't want to be scared. So I'll mark here. Then we're going up and at him. And then we'll do the bottom. You do see a little bit of the yellow underneath, so I'm gonna try to not go too low. Okay, now here's where things get crazy. I'm gonna add some water. There we go. And now, let's see. Let's just go for it. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. I'm gonna go here, like so. There we go. That looks pretty Psyducky to me, right? And then once that layer dries, I'm gonna go in a little more hardcore, but I need more water. Is it a duck? Yeah, Psyduck looks like a duck. It's a Pokemon. Gotta catch 'em all. There we go. And it's 9:25. All right, so I'm gonna try to finish this in about 10 to 15 minutes because I gotta go to work today. I have work. I know it's Memorial Day and people are off, but not I. Not I. Okay, there we go. So now I'm gonna shade. Let's shade. I'm gonna start shading his body because his bill and his feet are still kind of wet. So let's bring back the colors. And I'm gonna go back to that this poor yellow. I beat up this yellow so hard. It's okay, little yellow. You're gonna be alright. Okay, so now I'm going to shape my duck. Come on, ducky. He doesn't have too much shaping. He does have a lot of shading, but I just cannot help myself, so I'm going to add some yellow just to define some of his areas from the shading, I guess. At the end of the day, I do what I want, okay? I may be looking at a reference, but I also have my own choices. Wahahaha. Okay, we got a little hand. Pew, 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 pew. There's a tail. Okay. I think now you can see it a little better, right? Like my duck. Thank you. Okay, now I'm going to add some gray because now I'm going to do some more serious shading on the bottom of his little body. You know, I feel like gray is not the right color. I feel like I need like a brownish situation. Maybe this one. Not feeling that one. Let's see this one. Maybe that one. I think this brown right here might be the right one. So let's go with that. Okay. So he has some shading here. I hope I don't regret this color, but it is what it is. We are in it. The ships are burning. Okay. And then he has like a shading down here from his head. You gotta trust the process. You gotta trust the process. And then I'm gonna do some down here. Like so. There we go. And then his tail has some too. And then, you know what, DB? I feel like we could actually be friends because I have a bunch of poopy pillows. I can appreciate the hilariousness of poop. So if you want to compromise, I can paint a little turd for you when I finish. That would be funny. Okay. So now we have all the shading there, and I kind of toned it down a little smidge so that it's not so brown. I feel like it was too much doo-doo brown, you know? And I like this because it's blending with the yellow a little bit, and that works for me. That works for me. And now I need to do some shading on the duck bill. And that one could totally be gray. So I'm going to blend this creamy color with some gray. And then, you know what's funny, DB, is that nobody can see your comments, just me. So I guess you're just entertaining me. Kind of. Okay, so now that we have his little duck bill. Okay, now it's time for me to. Oh, I forgot something very important. Very important. This guy does not have eyeballs right now. And my wife is all full of blendies. So I'm going to clean. Thanks, DD. I appreciate you, buddy. I hope you have a good day, okay? Aye! Okay, so I'm cleaning the white because it's full of other colors. And you know what? Next time that I'm on here, I'm going to have a brand new palette. I don't want to waste it. You know what I mean? See you in the future, buddy. Take care. Thanks for amusing me today. Okay, so let's clean up this white. Like so. Get it nice and chunky. You too. Thank you. There we go. Now we got a bunch of white on this brush. And we're ready to put some eyeballs on his face. So his eyes are a little droopy, but not too droopy. So I'm going to start small, just in case. Okay, so there's one. I will put a second layer. I don't want to get too much water on there because then it'll pick up a bunch of yellow and then he'll look like he has yellow eyes and that's weird. Okay. Eye number 2. Okay, so it's harder because, again, I'm trying to not put too much water. Let's see, just a little bit more water. There we go. There we go. So the eye on the left needs to be a smidge bigger. So I'm going to go back. And maybe go down with it, droop it a little bit. Like so. There we go. Okay, all right, something's happening. Something's happening. And because I want to be a smidge extra awesome, I am going to go in with some light, super light yellow, and do more of like a highlight-ish. Put on the other side. Like this. See? You see where I'm going with this? Just so that he looks more 3D-ish, you know? And again, you gotta trust. Things will happen eventually that will make sense. Maybe we'll put some highlights on his head up there. Okay, enough. Enough! I'm gonna take a sip of my coffee. Mm. Okay, let's outline. Outlining is my favorite part. So I'm gonna get my liner brush nice and ready. Activate some black face paint like so. Make it nice and inky. And always test. You don't want to mess everything up. Okay. That's pretty good. Maybe a little more water, I guess. More paint. You know what? I'm going to start this brush over because it's being feisty. And I don't want to start with a feisty brush. Nobody wants that. Okay. Now, there we go. Now I'm the boss. I am the boss. So I never start with the face because if the brush is rebelling, I'm going to mess it up. So let's start with his tail. I'm going to do just a little test line right here. That's good. It's not bad. It's a little thick, but still. You drink coffee? Ooh, okay. I love coffee. I love coffee. I like my coffee with a little bit of milk and no sugar. Okay, let's work on the line work now. Let's do his little hands. That's cute. And then I think I'm gonna keep working on the bottom. I am left-handed, so I tend to go right to left so I don't smudge. Us left-handed people, we live in a right-handed world, so we have to learn to adapt from a very young age. And I know we're just a small percentage of the world population is left-handed. Okay, so now let's go this way. Focus. Okay, so this line goes all the way to his bill. You know, I gotta say, I'm pretty happy with my Psyduck so far. Hello, Maribel. They say. It's true, they say. Like, how do we really know, right? Like, do they go around the whole world, like, counting all the lefties? And what if people don't want to tell that they're lefties and they're like, oh, yeah, I'm right-handed? You're right. We'll never really know. Never. What I do know is that I am left-handed. That I am certain of. Oh, okay. You were saying you were saying something longer, but still, it was deep. They say that left-handed people are smarter. Wow. I mean, I don't know if I'm necessarily smarter, but I can tell you that I'm definitely very adaptable. I have three brothers, and all of them were right-handed. And yeah, I guess everything's a little different for us. We definitely think a little different. You know what? I can't. I gotta stop saying we. I, me. I can only speak for myself. This poor guy. Now I know why he's always looking all sad, because his head always hurts. Poor guy. Okay, so there's his little nostrils, and now it's time to do his eyeballs. So I'm just gonna do a gentle little outline, and over here. I'm not gonna add any shading to his eyes because he's already got that little bit of yellow in there, and I think that's enough. Okay, his eyes are dots. Not my favorite thing to do is eyes, but we're gonna do it. Your school friend is left-handed. Oh, cool. And you have two brothers. Nice. Nice. I love my brothers. Okay. He looks worried. Look at him. He's like, my head hurts. Poor guy. I kind of messed up his neckline right here. It should have gone a little further. Like his chunky cheek should have gotten to about here, but I'm gonna leave it alone because if I try to fix that, I'm gonna ruin it. Let's give him some hair. He's got these three funny little strips of hair up here. There's one, they kind of flare out to the sides, like so, and like so. There we go. And there it's Psyduck. You want to make a stream? Cool, do it. Do it. When I first started doing this, I was very nervous and it was hard for me to press like go live, the button. And I would overthink it a lot and I would sweat and my hands would shake. Like the whole time I was painting, my hand was like, but you know what? The more I did it, the more I got comfortable. And it's just like anything else, it's kind of like practice. The more you do it, the better you get at it. And then eventually it's just the most fun thing ever. I love doing this. Can you teach me how to stream? Oh, you're so cute. Well, I guess what I can tell you is, what do you like to do? Something that helps if you want to do streaming is to have something that um, is going to be either entertaining or funny or educational. So think of the things that you're really good at and then figure out what do you think people would like watching. Um, since I am an artist, I like to paint when I go live. Sometimes I draw on my iPad, but I always stick to art because it's what I love the most and enjoy doing the most. So when you're doing something that you enjoy, it's enjoyable for other people too. You like drawing? Okay, that's good. Well, if you like to draw, one of the things that you can try, um, depending on, your level, your skill level, is, let's say for example you've only been drawing for a few years, or maybe a year, maybe just a little bit, or you like to draw but you want to get better. One of the things you can do that people would enjoy is be honest about that, and all your streams are about um, practice drawing with me, or I'm learning how to draw. um, and so you keep it real. So don't try to do it like a show, but more, make it kind of like this thing where you just want to connect with other people about what you're doing. Um, and then as time passes and you do it more and more and you get better, you can evolve, you can change what you call your live stream. Like, how do you actually start it? Well, you just, like, it's like when you're going to post, um, you scroll the little thing, it's going to say post, short, video, and one of the options is going to be live. So when you hit that little plus button on the bottom of your screen, if you have it on the bottom, I don't know if you're on an iPad or whatever, it's going to give you the options, and one of them is going to be to go live. If you don't see it, it's probably because your account doesn't have it enabled. I know YouTube does that depending on what type of account you have. So yeah, check there. Okay, so we just stickerfied Psyduck. And I don't know about you guys, but I think he looks adorable. And we just hit that 30-minute mark. Of course, hello, Dance More Dance. What's up, my buddy? You were here the other day when I was painting Mew, right? Check it out. Today I did Psyduck. Look how cute he looks. He's my adorable friend, right? Did you know that Psyduck always has headaches? And that's why he's holding his head like that? I find it to be one of the saddest things I've ever read. Um, Thank you, my buddy. And I just stickerfied him. And I'm actually almost done. Kylie is the best is going to be my name. That's cute. That is very cute. You can also call yourself Kylie Draws or Kylie Doodles. I don't know. I'm a doodler. I'm an adult, but I love cartoons. I watch cartoons every day. Lately, I've been watching anime. And other than Pokemon, my favorite show right now is Demon Slayer. And I'm actually almost done with it. And so, you know, I love art so much. Like, this is really how my life is. This is not a show. This is how I live my life, watching and drawing cartoons and just enjoying myself, you know? I know, I thought that he was surprised too, but no, apparently his head hurts. But there he is in all his glory. Psyduck! You guys want to hear some fun facts about him? Some fun facts about Psyduck. Oh no, I lost my screen. There it is. Okay, so Psyduck always has headaches. He's headache prone, and he's a water type Pokemon. He is not a psychic Pokemon, but he has psychic abilities. How cool is that? And that's why he's called Psyduck, and maybe that's why his head always hurts, right? Um, so he always stands still because he's getting like premonitions and stuff. And then after he uses his superpower, like his psychic abilities, he forgets everything. Like he has memory loss, which I thought it was so funny. Poor guy. But anyways, this was a lot of fun. It was nice to see Dance More Dance again. Thank you, my buddy, for coming in and for meeting a couple new friends. If you enjoy yourself, please subscribe. And you can also watch a plethora of my videos. I have hundreds of videos of me painting adorable things on my arm. You can also check out my coloring books and visit my website. I have a bunch of cool stuff. Oh, and I have an app. Guys, I have an app. I always forget. Do you want to see it real quick before I have to go to work? Let me see if I have it. Check it out. I'm going to show you my app. Maybe you guys can download it. It's free. Check it out. My iPad is huge, so don't judge. Oops. Ready? I do have an app. Look, it's called Doodle Mashups. Check it out. Ready? I'm going to turn the volume up because there's even a song. Oops. Ready? That's me. That's my voice. Yeah, baby. You can find this app on iOS and on Google Play, and it's free to download. This game is super fun. So I used to play this game with my sons when they were little, and it's basically doing doodle mashups. So you press play, and it gives you an idea of two things you can mash up together to draw. Since I don't want to do Princess Camera, Vampire Cookie. Let's do Vampire Cookie. So I hit the timer, and now I have a minute. So I'm gonna do a Vampire Cookie really fast. Oh my goodness. Bigger. And I have 52 seconds left to finish my vampire cookie. I'm already nervous. I'm just gonna make him look. Maybe he'll do his like neckline thing. I don't know why he looks so mean. Okay, let's give him some teeth. Ah, 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 ah. Okay, now we need to make it more cookie. Chocolate chips. This is nerve-wracking, let me tell you. It's a chocolate chip. Oh, some blood, some blood. Yeah. And there it is, my vampire cookie. Time's up. Yay, yeah, go ahead and download. And you can save your doodles down here. There's like a little save button. Takes a screenshot, puts it in your photos, and you can play as many times as you want. It also has the draw mode where you just draw without being nervous like I was. So yeah, go check it out. It's called Doodle Mashups and it's free to download. And it's one of my favorite games to play. Helps me be creative and stuff. So there you go. Now you saw my game. Yay! All right, party people. Well, this was a lot of fun. I'm gonna try to be here more often. Maybe every morning. We'll see. I don't even know. So there you go. There is Psyduck, my Pokemon of the day. All right, everybody. I hope you have an awesome day. Thank you for tuning in from beginning to end. We were once a bunch of strangers, but now you're all my friends. Have an amazing day, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Bye, Gifty. Thanks for hanging out. Bye, Dance Dance. It was good seeing you. And to all the shy people in the background, peace. Thanks for being here.